Good morning, everybody. I'm still trying to get my new setup here to actually. Oh, that's better. It's not so much of a shadow. So, this is our astrology weather forecast for the 29th of January 2025. We have like the best thing going on today. We have got the new moon in Aquarius, which is wish fulfillment, liberation, and breaking free. Oh my God, this is such a good moon. I can't say enough about this. I've been waiting for this one because it's exactly opposite to my Venus, or by 1 degree. This is a good new moon because in Aquarius, we get rewards. This is wish fulfillment. And it is the beginning of an entire new energetic year. We are going into a freer version of ourselves. For those who have been on the path of self-mastery, for those who have been partying, you'll get a lot of the same. You may get a chance to dive deep this year. But for those who dove deep last year and really discovered themselves and their connection to source, their real true power source, disconnected from the external matrix or external validation or external guidance, and we really discovered what was written on our heart, that brings rewards. That brings fulfillment. That brings support. There is an authenticity that Aquarius supports. It's the breakthrough. And it's what comes after Capricorn, after we claim our authority by taking responsibility for what we do, how we do it, what happens to us. We come to this liberation because we own ourself. So we take ownership of our body, our life, our decisions, and we realize that we are sovereign. So there's so many bouquets that are available to us this month. We're also seeing what's real. This is a new cycle of mental clarity because we have that very fascinating conjunction of Mercury, Pluto, Sun, Moon. It's quite a parade. And it's leading us to look through our illusions, our darkness, our assumption about what must be true. Because now we start to look at or allow in some counter evidence to our suspicions. And so if we have leaned into our trust issues, this is a major failure that can bring a fresh start. If we have leaned into trusting what can be felt, but often unseen, and taking a risk, that if we follow our conscience or respond to what feels right within us, taking risks that, maybe people won't like us, we might be rejected, and things that we thought we should have thought might end. If we lean into that and continue to cut ourselves free from what was old or stagnant or stupid, we gain more and more clarity as this cycle goes on, we gain more and more insight into what is probably true or more true. But we have to let go of some very foundational structures that tell us what we are. The structures of the identity and the personal self and the mind, opinions. Our opinions actually expand to include reality and evidence. So it's that conjunction of Mercury and Pluto, and this is the one. Whenever these two get together, we might change our mind if the evidence is overwhelming, but only then. And because so many of us are seeing with our hearts, it brings this wholeness of vision, this wholeness of self. We bring more than just the fragmented mind and the opinions and the ego to bear onto something to tell us what it is. So coming out of skepticism and coming into having more faith in ourself, our perception, and our guidance, our ability to know what's what. So it frees our minds, and this also is a soul-freeing new moon. Soul contracts, they expired with the new moon in Capricorn, and we draw new agreements, new contracts that are in alignment with what sits right with our soul. So many people have let go of a divine counterpart last month. They didn't join us on our journey. Many people let go of a job or were let go from a job that was keeping them from realizing their full potential. Some of us distanced ourselves from situations or conditions or people that were keeping us around through future faking, telling us what a bright future might be like, but doing very little or nothing, or sometimes the opposite, to make any of that come into reality. See, the truth, the objective truth, shines brightly in Aquarius. This has put pressure on abusive relationships. Last month and this coming new moon, this has put pressure on confining relationships. We're losing our tolerance to be able to stay asleep so things can continue the way they always have. So stop looking at darkness and suspicion and trust issues to tell you what's true, because it only tells you what's true in accordance to you, your own mind, your limitations, your expectations of being abandoned, left, judged. That's not what's true. That's maybe what was true at one time. But these foundational ideas of being controlled, darkness, suspicion, we see that they're outdated. And if we keep trying to label something in accordance to what was once true, we're not understanding what it is. We don't see it, or that person, or that thing, that place, that condition for what it is. We're mistaken. Because it's a conjunction to Pluto, we might fight to institute that mistake, to prove that mistake. And it's humility that actually brings the closure, the respect, the truth that we're looking for. If you can't bend the knee to what is greater or more powerful or truer or more wisdom filled than you, if you can't do that, then it is a new cycle of suspicion that doubles down on itself, that you'll be caught in. It's not a fresh start that clears the table. It clears the clutter. Cluttered mind, cluttered heart. We clear out that cupboard. If you're smart. If you're not, you're going to hang on to all of those suspicious misperceptions that you get to fight for because it makes you feel good. You feel like you get to be right. But do we want to be right, or do we want to be free? I would rather be wrong and admit that and live with my wrongness as long as I get to be free. I'm happy to be wrong so that I can find out what might be more right. If we cling to our wrongness because we're afraid of looking stupid, we look ever more stupid. We might actually be stupid because we're not choosing liberation. We're choosing to be right. So I'll stop in later today. I've got lots of time to spend with you guys today. I will talk about this later and take some questions about this. Have a great day.